Hello, hello. I am Steve. Welcome to another Mac84 live stream. This is very impromptu, but I'm following Bruce, and when Bruce gives you the opportunity, you don't pass it up. So thank you, Bruce. So I'm here, and we have a Macintosh SE30 board that we've been working on the past few days. And let me bring you up to speed for those of you who haven't seen that or were not attending those streams. So this is the SE30 board, and it has gone through a ultrasonic cleaning bath. So it is still have some areas where there is some wetness. I will be putting out in the sun tomorrow morning, and it will be drying itself naturally. I could use a hairdryer and all these things, but I find the best way to get these dry is just leave it out in the sun for a good hour or so, and turn it around, and it really dries it up. I push compressed air through these pins and everything and these sockets, and nothing ever comes out. So works out really well for me. It looks like my internet is being crummy again. Hopefully that does not last. I have a new internet service provider, but the best date they could give me to sign up is September 1st. So we have a few more days for them to come and fix that. So apologies if the video stutters or the audio stutters. There's absolutely nothing I could do. I would love to fix that. There's absolutely nothing I could do. But, so I'm going to put up that warning, which I hoped I would have to never use again, which is that my internet stinks. There's nothing I can do. And that really makes me angry, because I have stuff to show you guys. But hopefully it will work itself out. Hopefully. Okay, well, yeah, so I mean it's a problem with the upload speed. I pay for the 200 megabit per second speed. The download speed is usually fine. The upload speed is under 5 at sometimes. So if it gets real bad, I could set the quality to under 720p or 720p, and that should work. So apologies. Again, unfortunately, there's nothing I can do, and it really irks me, because if I would have called the other ISP, which is Verizon Fios, to switch to them faster, I probably would have had a faster sign-up day. But September 1st is the first they could get me in. And I keep looking every day to see if there's a newer appointment available. And there is not. So we're going to do what we could do. And just so you guys are aware, and I'll probably be repeating this as I go on throughout the evening for anybody else who wants to dive in. But thank you everybody for joining here. Thank you Jacob, Christopher, Dana, Jay, Distro Hopper. We have anybody else here? We have SadMac356. We have Oz RetroComp. Hello. And yeah, I think I know. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody, but hopefully that's okay. All right. So wow. Yeah, that's it. Hey, Ron's Computer Videos. Hello, hello. And NK Morpheus. Hello. So as I was just saying, my internet is a bit crummy. So you can probably hear me okay, but the video will go... Ugh. No control over that. Sorry. New ISP is coming up in a few days. I will have fast new fiber connection, which will hopefully never have these issues. But... yeah, this is part 4, technically. I'm out of my mind, I know. This is crazy. I usually don't do too many streams in a row. But, and there goes the audio. Well... we're going to try our best. All I could do is try. And where did I put that soldering tip? Uh-oh. Misplacing things already? Well. Alright, well, yeah, I see my upload. There's a little indicator on OBS, and it's green usually, then it goes to yellow, then it goes to red. Yeah, so, whatever, I'll stop talking about it so we can continue here. So what we did last time is we did a bunch of trace... I don't know why I'm holding up to that camera. We did a bunch of trace repairs here. So I'm going to show you on the microscope here. So this board, we're going to get that out of there too. Looks like the ultrasonic cleaner moved that around a little bit. So let's see if we could we can get that out. Yeah, I mean, if it stutters, I know it's doing that, so apologies. Absolutely no control. I mean, I could stream from my cell phone, but I don't think that's going to be better. I think it'll be worse. Yeah, nope. That little piece of solder is still stuck in there. Anyway, we'll try and make slow, calculated movements. So, here is our traces that we put some UV solder mask over, and it looks like some of it actually got a little crusty. Yeah, I think just the amount of dirt in this board just got everything everywhere. So it's not as beautiful as it should be, but this is going to be recapped and then cleaned again. And this is my board, so this will be a project board for me to mess around with for a while. But those pads looked very nice up until I put it in the cleaner. Might be that I need to swap out the water in the tank. Could very well be the issue. But let's just show you how nice these did look. There we go. Yeah, so, but we have all of our solder mask here. Yeah, it cleans up real nice. If you have a question, ask a question. If I could help you, I'll help you. If not, I'll defer to others. But yes, ask away. If it's computer related, why not? Alright, so yeah, this is where the serial port chip was that we took off. GT, I just went on for 5 minutes talking about that. Nothing I could do. I have the earliest appointment available. This will be an audio podcast. So, you'd think that it would stutter in the afternoon. You'd think that it would stutter in the when probably hardly anybody's using this stupid thing. But no, that's not how things work. Of course not. Of course not. But we have 20 people watching, so thank you so much. I do apologize again for the internet issues, but we will work through them. Alright, so just cleaning this up a little bit, what we're going to do next is we're going to start putting capacitors on the board. Now, this board still has some crap all over it. Look at these pins here. They're like blue. So something blue got all over the board here. Alright, so what is blue on this board? Well, we have this purple capacitor somewhere. There. I mean, maybe the pigment from that went places. Maybe. But yeah, let's get right to it. Let's start putting some capacitors on this board here. And again, this thing is going to need a lot of cleaning. At least we got rid of most of the trace issues here. But look at this though. There's still so much gunk here. Disgusting. Yeah, I mean, my internet is not. It was fine. Then we had a hurricane come through, and I should have washed this in a tub of distilled water. You know, that's what I forgot to do. We had friends over. I was sort of a little busy. And look at that big fat hair that's just sticking around there now. So if I watch this in distilled water or alcohol, probably would have got rid of most of this gunk here. But I will have to do that another day. All right. I would worry about. Oh, thank you, Jay. I would worry about. So your question, Aidan, is about your classic. It's likely the analog board, That's what I would assume. If you're getting wavy lines, it would be an analog board, and if you're getting that checkered pattern, the checkered board pattern, that would be the logic board as well. So yeah, that's what I would be worried about. Let me grab my keyboard and just type this up here. One moment, please. Oh, if it would let me. There we go. Okay, so what I would like to do here is put new caps on the board. Obviously, this is going to need a better cleaning. If I would have put this in a thing of water, would have helped. But look, this is a lot of blue here. What? Very curious. It wasn't in there with another board or anything. Although there was a board that I put in there that had a blue tape over one of the sound ports. I wonder if that pigment got loose and just went crazy. Yeah, let me stand up for a second. Let me go grab that board and see if that blue tape is there, because now I'm curious. Now I am curious. So, speaking of LC575 boards, this is my friend Brandon. He sent me an LC575 board to look at. And this has a little blue tab here. A dark blue piece of tape or plastic or something. And I mean, that could be the blue that we're getting on our board. I forget which order I put these in particular, but that could be it. But I'm not sure. I am not sure. But anyway, this board will need further cleaning. We're going to just put some capacitors on the board. We'll have to clean this up again after we do that, because some of these areas are very sus, as Bruce would say. How am I getting less than a megabit up? I mean, come on. What am I paying nearly $60 a month for? Absolutely ridiculous. This is gonna be an audio rant. This is an audio podcast rant about cable companies. Cable internet providers are terrible. I've never seemed to have any luck with them. At all. Always have a problem. Whether it's the modem, the connection. Yeah, well, it's 12:30 a.m. over here too, so we're in the same time zone. Yay! Oh boy, I forgot all about my internet issues because earlier wasn't having much of a problem. Things were working great. Just trying to get this little solder blob. No, don't go back in there. No, come back out. Hey, we got it. Jeez, that was annoying. I was stuck in this little power connector here that everything is plugged into. So, all right. Well, I appreciate you everybody sticking by, even though I'm having some issues here. I wish I could just snap my fingers and fix them. I really do. But let's get on to the fun part. So, we are going to recap this. Yay! I do have a guide from Bruce. Where is my binder here? And we will get our recapping guide here. There we go. And let me just switch over real quick. Need to get one of those hotkeys set up. But yes, this is a great guide from Bruce Rain. Recapamac.com. You could get your own recapping guides there. He has one for plenty of Macintoshes, not all of them, but he's working to add more and more. And here's one, of course, for an SE30. It tells you where the caps are, what their values are, and how many of them you each of them you need. Very, very, very helpful. Very helpful. Why am I putting that back? I need that out. Okay, so what we're going to do first is get our capacitors. I have a envelope that has them in them. Or at least I did. Where did that go? This is great, because I'm obviously not prepared for this. I just pulled some out of there. So I was just doing some other work. 1 minute. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. I got it. In the big envelope marked capacitors. And because it's lagging so much, I'm going to hold this still. This is absolutely atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. My apologies again, but... Alright. Do the best we can. Capacitors. I see it with an accent, it sounds better. Would you like some capacitors? And here comes all the hate mail from people who I've offended by doing crappy accents. Okay, so we need 10 47 microfarad 16 volt. 10 of these. Okay, that is 10. A lot of people were suggesting 480p last time. You have to understand that OBS, the streaming options are not just like YouTube's resolution options. They are extremely different. I can knock it down to 720p. And I'll probably do that in a moment. But not going to help too much. I can't do 480p. Alright, if you want, let me do that just to appease the gods here. I will stop streaming for like 60 seconds. I ain't going nowhere. I'll be right back. Let me try that. Alright, so I'm going at a blazing 720p here. So I wish I had a limited energy. So yeah, the quality is, the resolution's a bit lower, but hopefully this does not crap out. I just realized I didn't lower the output here. I have to pause this again because I can't change this while I'm streaming. 1 moment, please. Apologies again. Ugh. Alright, there we go. Alright, so 1500 kilobits per second. If I can hit that, I probably can't, but whatever, we're just going to try. So this is a SE30. Again, we are putting capacitors on here. That is what we are doing right now. Let me continue doing that. Let me stop wasting time by addressing a problem I cannot fix, which is the internet connection. Okay, so these are done. Don't need those anymore. Put those back in our capacitor bag. And we need 2 of these radials. Thankfully, I still have some. We need a 220 microfarad and a 470 microfarad. Both are 16 volts. So that's 1 of each. That's 1. And I label these bags because the capacitors sometimes have a part number on them and not the voltage and such. That makes it a little harder to identify them. And that was the 470. So now we need a 220. Yeah, I am checking that appointment availability thing on the Verizon app every morning. I should be doing it probably every evening too, just in case somebody canceled it or moved it or whatever. In fact, I'll check it now. Who knows? Who knows? Of course, there is also the problem of it being a little messy down here. They're going to come to set up the internet and go, what the heck are you doing? I should leave the color. Oh, I should do that. I should set up like a color classic and make them test the internet on there. Wouldn't that be funny? I couldn't film it though, because poor guys, they don't get paid enough to deal with my shenanigans. Let's see if they have any appointment times this month. Probably not. I should do a clean stream, but then it's just going to be throwing stuff around and cursing. Please wait while we found available dates. Yeah, I don't think that's going to find anything. Alright, then we have 6.3 volts. Nope, we don't need those. We need 50 volts. Yep, that's this one. 1 microfarad, 50 volt. I am taking the capacitors out of the bag, Dana. I cannot get it out with my stubby fingers. There we go. There. I should already be unbagged and sorted. Who do you think I am? Some fancy Australian streamer who has much more experience with fixing these machines than I do? Huh. Oh boy. I cannot do an Australian accent, so I'm not even gonna try. Good day. There. That's. Ugh. I could just feel Bruce shaming me. Just looking at me like, nope. It's exactly what he's doing right now. Let me just find the right soldering iron. Here it is. The soldering iron tip. I'm going to change this big one because... Actually, no, we're not going to change that one yet. I'm just going to put that there. When I deal with the axles, we'll have to change that one. Alright. Hot air soldering station go on. We have all our caps. Let's get to business here. You've heard worse. Okay, I feel so much better now. I have the approval of Oz Retrocomp to do my silly accents, which I do unsolicited anyway. So, all right, we got a fuse there. We're not going to touch that. Let's get to these lovely bunch of capacitors here. So these 4 of them are a bit different each. So this will be exciting. Make sure I don't screw this up. The top right one is the 1 microfarad, 50 volts, and the rest are the 47. So we'll do one of those first, and so we don't screw that up. How about that? Okay. Hope everybody is doing well. I know it's a bit of a marathon for you guys, if you were watching Bruce's stream and now mine. Thank you, everybody who jumped over. Look at that. There's a dead bug here. Ha! Look at that bug. What are you doing? You have a computer bug. Look at that. Where did you come from? You probably sat in the fluid. Let's zoom into this guy. Wow, look at that. That's cool. Yeah, you were probably sitting around in the cleaner. You could see his eyes. That's insane. Probably I see it better because it's not in 720p. But all right, little guy, we're gonna put you in the trash. Sorry. I mean, you're dead already. Where's there it is. Whoops! Oop! Got your wing. Sorry, buddy. That was not intention, and that was not intended. Now, oh, still got your wing. Good thing this guy's dead already. Oh boy, yeah, no. This is not going to be reported lightly. There we go. Come on, there we go. There's a little gnat or something. No. This guy was like a gnat. It was just so tiny, and his antenna is still stuck on the top of that chip. Ugh. Yeah, he probably just like went the ultrasonic fluid and just floating around in there. Anyway, no Shelobs here. Please no. I already killed one house centipede today. I do not want to have to do another. Alright, back to what the heck we were doing. See, this is so easy to get off track. Alright, put this capacitor down. Now, the positive side is to the left, so that is where our little stripe has to be pointed in order for us to put this at the right polarity there. There we go. Make sure we have some solder. I know they kill the moths and the spiders and the cockroaches and all that stuff, but they're disgusting. You know how many legs they got in the antennas? Ugh. Ugh. Gives me the heebie-jeebies just thinking about them. Especially the big ones when they're fully grown. They got those tiger spots and stripes. It's like, holy moly. Get them away from me. Turn on my fan. So I'm not breathing in as much of this stuff. And my tip is dirty. Cool. That's too much solder, but you know what? It is sticking. It's not as fancy as Bruce would do it, but you know what? It'll work. Ugh. Yeah, that's the worry about picking up some of this old stuff. Bugs. Ugh. I could do without that, thank you. I could do without that. Yeah, it's fine. That veer's supposed to be for that one. I think. I'll anchor it on this side, then I'll redo the other. Because with these caps, they are just the size where it is quite annoying to actually get it centered there. So, no worries. We will look at that. I am not that silly. This is my board, so I could screw it up as much as I want. No. That's not the stance we take here at Mac84. We take your complaints very seriously. Guy? Alright. Oh, come on. Oh, boy. Let me cut the bad used part of this solder wick away. So we can actually use it. There we go. Try that again, guys. Dana got something really cool recently. I'm not going to spoil what it is, but I hope that he will be doing a video soon on it to show it to the world. Of course, because it's touching that veer, it's going to take a lot of heat just to get this darn wick off of it. Oh, I've got myself into a conundrum, and we've only been streaming for 30 minutes here. Awesome! Awesome! Alright, let's try this again. Are you serious? Could you buy me a Mac? You know, just to, you know, you don't have to buy, you know, an expensive one, but if you're bored of buying computers for yourself, you can buy me one. Just saying. Alright, there we go. Now, how the heck are we going to do this here? How did I get myself? I'm just glad Bruce isn't here. And as soon as I say that, he's gonna just come waltzing in. Hey guys! And I'm gonna be like, no, don't look at the screen. It's past midnight. This is Mac84 After Hours, where we screw up and are clearly not intoxicated. I swear, but could be. You don't know. Saturday night, baby. Really? Can't even cut into this thing. Come on. Oh, come on. There we go. My goodness. Taking a lot of heat. Yep. There we go. I mean, I believe that veer actually is obviously for, well, not obviously, but I believe it is for the same. Look at that. Of course, I touched the edge of this chip and everything. Hope you guys are having a good night, because crank the heat up just a little bit. Thanks, GT. Greatly appreciate it. I mean, when you get something touching the veer like that, it's just going to soak up all the heat, and that's exactly what it's doing now. I could switch to a bigger tip, but I'd have to turn off the iron and wait and blah blah blah. I will get to there. I just need some patience, that's all. Of course. Just trying to help. A little light flogging is always appreciated. Come on, just come off on your own accord here. I'm not pulling. There we go. But look at that. See, there's just still a little bit here. You know what? I'll come back to that one, because I have a bigger tip that I have to put on for the axials. I'm pretty sure that veer is right where that stupid cap pad is anyway. Right? Right. Okay, see, somebody agreed for me. Yeah, see, this tip is not good for heat, so I have to switch to the other one. I'll try one more time with this one, but I don't think that's going to really help me in this situation, unfortunately. If one of you guys said this is a bad idea, I'm starting to agree with you. Yeah, nope, that veer is just... I just cleaned the tip. I just put in the little thingy. I dunked it. It's just, this is like the entire, you know, negative plane here, and it's just soaking up everything. So, Bruce, don't look! Don't look! Don't look! Don't look! So what we've done here, well, me, first off, my internet is crummy, so we're streaming in 720p today, and that's how we're going to have to do it. Second off, while putting on this cap, I believe that veer is attached to that pad, so I think it's okay. But yeah, we got sort of a problem here where the iron isn't giving us enough heat to get the clean up the solder there. But I'm going to return to that after I put a different tip on the iron. We're going to continue with the other caps. And yes, Bruce missed a bug. There's literally a bug, an actual bug, hanging out on the board. It was dead, but yeah. Exactly, yeah. And then this iron is set to pretty much the highest heat. That tip just doesn't transfer. Also, there's a problem with my iron where the core of where the iron gets its heat source from is flaking off there. So I need to replace that core or just get a new iron. But I would like to not avoid spending money on a new iron right away. So I know Jay said he had a spare core. That'd be much appreciated, buddy, if you actually have a spare one. Oh, I hate getting into these situations where there's a very tight angle here. Let's see, I can actually do this here. That's a little more than I wanted. But this is not a customer's board. This is my SE30 to keep. Not that it is an excuse for me doing a poor job or anything, but see, that's much more appropriate. That is too much. No spare heating element. Okay. Well, if you know what type it takes, not that you have to look it up for me, Jay, but if you could help aid me in finding the replacement that I have to purchase, that would be greatly appreciated. I could look it up too, but I'm just curious. If you happen to have the information handy, I thank you. So hopefully everybody's doing well today. You had a good Saturday. And yes, that bug was a feature on the board. Alright, so this is going to be fun again. Right between the capacitor here and this chip. This is horrible today. This is just horrible. My hands aren't steady. Got the internet being crummy. There's a way to do that for the CDs. I have no idea how. I forgot ages ago. I used to have some PC software that did that, but they're actually getting that to the bottom there. There we go. I do not recall the name of it. My apologies. There is a way to do it, but it's a little finicky from what I remember. Okay, now just a fair warning, we are probably not going to be able to test this board because it still has some wet areas, I believe, in like the SCSI ports and the ADB ports and stuff. It has not fully dried. I am just putting the caps on because we're going to have to clean it again anyway. So just setting everybody's expectations, but we will have other things to play around with if we get done with this. So, all right, next cap. Do you have any modem extensions installed? I would uninstall those. If you're not using the modem, there's no sense in loading up those extensions. Also, you know, some of those had add-on modems. If you're not going to use it, you might as well take it out of the machine. Just some thoughts there. Yeah, see if the problem goes away if you disable extensions on startup. Alright. Yeah, so there's that mystery blue again. on these chips. I have no idea where that's coming from. It wasn't on there before I put in the ultrasonic cleaner. But it's there, so. Okay. Let's do the wiggle test here. Make sure we're nudging these. They are not moving. Excellent. Alright. So, we have, according to Bruce's guide here, which you could go to recapamac.com and get the exact same guide I am working with. It tells you exactly where to put all these capacitors, how many you need, all that good stuff. Highly recommend it. And now I'm seeing some more crud by this trace. Of course, of course. Of course, of course, of course. Magnify. And I have a little fan blowing, so that's why there's a little hair there. But now, unfortunately, this scalpel is not as sharp as it used to be, so scraping this is going to be fun. Or not. Let's adjust this just a little bit. I got my focus all out of whack here. Alright, that's not too bad. Ugh, I hate this. All that gunk in there. Alright, so we will have to put some solder over that. Okay. So we just want to carefully put a little bit of solder over that trace there. Probably not enough flux. Q-tips, where'd they go? Where'd they go? Yeah, I just had a whole box of them. Oh. Bruce's guide was covering them up. That's why. That's why. Yeah, all little tiny yucky particles everywhere. Not fun. Not fun. And is that more? Is that more crud? Did that just show up there? Or am I blind? Oh, jeez. May have just been the reflection of this, but yeah, do not get the cheapo soldering irons. Just get a hot air station. Don't do what I did. I used to buy the cheapo ones from Radio Shack all the time, and I got exactly what I paid for. Spend about $50, $60, get yourself a hot air station off eBay. Doesn't have to be a fancy one. This is a Yihua 878AD. I'm sure it's a knockoff of something, but you know what? It's a good starter one. And I believe Bruce, when he did his stream, he has some suggested links in the chat. In his video description, rather. But yeah, for large gauge wires, those are fine. Exactly what Jay said. But yeah, for electronics, delicate work, no. I would steer clear of those. Now I know why I stopped doing the stream earlier. My neck was hurting. Hurting a little bit again. I'm okay. Hopefully the internet issues have been kind to the last few minutes here. Oh, of course I got that there. Oopsie. We will clean that pad again before we put a new cap on. Yep, GT has the same one. I don't think he's had any complaints with it. I don't really have much complaints with mine, except mine didn't come with the spare heating element, which Jay's did, and mine is in need of a replacement already. Would have been nice if that was built into the box, but mine did not come with one. Luck of the draw, I guess. Is that another little dot there? Jeez, I am seeing like spots. Looks to be just on the surface, that one. Yeah, alright. We're just touching this up for days, aren't we? I mean, when my friend said this needed work, I believed him. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I'm glad I didn't tell somebody, oh yeah, that'll be $50 to recap it. Or whatever, because this is more than that amount of work, I'll tell you that. Alright, enough of the chit-chat and the screwing up here. Let's try and get some of these caps on those pads, huh? Again. I'm trying to think of the first work I actually did with the soldering iron. I mean, I remember getting one. Gosh, I was still in high school. I don't know what I was using it for. I'm trying to think of like the first soldering project I did. It's escaping me at the moment. I'm sure it'll come to me. Be like 3 a.m. sitting in bed. Be like, oh yes, that was it. Alright, so let's finally put some caps on these pads here, huh? We will no doubt have to come back and do something for something later on, but see something ugly, shout it out. Is that another spot right there? Is that another right there? Are you kidding me? I am shocked. It's just surface gunk. I'll clean that up later. I am done. I would look for, you know, I think I saw APC has some decent ones. I mean, they're not going to be like the longest lasting ones. I see some for about $60 on Amazon or so. I don't know how good they are. I really don't. You could go the route of getting one that does have a bad battery and replacing it, but you never know how old the unit is and stuff like that. So would help if we had solder on our iron, wouldn't it? Jeez. I need a new pair of tweezers. I need a lot of everything right now, don't I? I'm just a complaining guy. Sorry. Hey, go watch this Mac84 guy. He complains a lot. And his camera's always out of focus and his internet stinks. That makes you want to watch it, dude, don't you? Doesn't it? Doesn't it? Now, who knows? Maybe by the time we're done with this, maybe the board will have dried enough. But I'm a little skeptical. We shall see, though. We shall see. Do not drink while soldering. Very good advice. Do not operate heavy machinery, etc., etc. Do not drive, definitely. That's a dummy move right there. Yeah, again, this one touched the veer there, but that veer is for this, so that's okay. Some gunk on there. Get off of there. I just cleaned you. What's going on? I think I need new of those, these copper coils thingies, whatever you call them. Mine is a bit dirty. I have a new one right here. I just haven't put it in. All right, that'll do, I suppose. Hey, maybe I was drinking that night, GT. Maybe that's why. Yeah, well, next time we schedule a show and I'm hosting, I'll be sure to test everything before assuming, oh yeah, I could do that. Bruce has not run away screaming yet. That's good. He might just be covering his eyes, though. And I can't blame him. You missed the beginning, but thank you. Don't rewind. Don't do it. Well, I will try. I don't have a lot of compressed air, and I think that I'm going to need to blow some moisture out of these ports and such, but we'll see. Let's keep on going. We have, how many more do we have to go? 1, 2, 3, 4 more capacitors here. So let's keep on going. Then we have the 2 axial ones. I could use a hairdryer. You know what? All right. You know what, Bruce? We will try. Definitely will try. I need to order more flux as well. You know, you think you get everything sorted and you're like, oh, I got all the equipment. I could do this. And then you realize all the consumables you go through. My goodness. And which is the plus side on this one? There's no plus. I believe it's on the left. I'm assuming it's on the left. Yeah, because it's concave on the left there, so I believe that's the plus. And everyone will scream at me in the chat if I'm incorrect, so get that solder ball out of the way so we don't have any unwanted solder balls on here. You use a little more flux there. Didn't really get much. There we go. Goodness gracious, great solder balls of fire. They are not watching you to sing, Steven. You do not have a singing voice. Stop trying. They are watching you to screw up and then laugh at you. Yes. Don't worry, I am well aware of my demographic. Look at this guy, he soldered his head to a pad. little chunky ball, but whatever. He'll do. Much nicer that time. I've heard worse singing. Well, thank you. I will take that as a compliment. Alright, that one's not going anywhere. Let's make sure these aren't either. Excellent. Alright. I can't carry a tune if I had a bucket, my friends. And again, the lighting adapter here on the microscope has fallen off because it is plastic trying to ring into metal, and the grooves are not exactly the same. Thank you, Amscope. I will be contacting your support department, and I will be writing a stern letter on my image writer too. You have my word of that. 3 left to go. What am I counting? Okay, I said 2. I meant 3. All right. All right. That's not going anywhere. Oh, this is just rambling. If I wanted to talk about something that actually made sense, I think I'd have problems doing that. I'm just talking out of my butt right now. Again, the ultrasonic cleaner seems... I probably have to change the fluid. I haven't changed the fluid since I got the thing. And I've done at least a dozen boards in there. Maybe a little less, but around that. So. Okay. So has, since I started the 720p mode stream, has it started buffering terribly? I mean, probably a little bit, but has that greatly reduced the problem? I hope so. I'm gonna be one of those kids in a Fios commercial. I'm gonna have to wear a wig and be like, yeah, Fios is super cool, man. I can do all my gaming streams without lag. That's when people don't buy the service because they're like, who the heck is this guy? I don't want to be associated with him. Good, I'm glad. I mean, might as well whip out a S-Video 480i camcorder and start streaming from that, am I right? Don't tempt me, because I will. I have some pretty professionally grade standard definition video camcorders that would be fun to mess around with, but not for this stream. Alright, we have one more over here in the corner. There we go. I'll have to do a stream where it's just analog silly business. But the last time I tried to use an analog capture source and tried to stream it, there was a lot of flickering and... not flickering, but a lot of video distortion. And I think it was just because the way that the capture software was looking for frames, and it was just such a different frame rate than what it was used to, or whatever. But I do have other ways of doing that, so I could mess around with that if I really want to. Yeah, nerds and geeks, right? How about this Mac84 guy? Yeah, let's give him the monies. Bad idea. I mean, yeah, sure, go for it. Is that actually on there? Yes. Okay. Alright, so we have all the surface mount capacitors here. We have a few of these electrolytics to these two axials, rather. Jeez, can't even use my terminology. So I turned off the soldering iron so it gets cool enough so I could actually swap out the pins. So I'm going to procrastinate until then. Let's see. Anything else we have to do here? No. Looks good. Now this came with 4 memory modules. Let me switch the cameras here real quick. I have no idea what size these are. Could probably look them up from that handy spreadsheet Danny gave me, but where would the fun be in knowing? We have to test it and then know. How about that? I do have a can of compressed air, actually, that I was saving for a special occasion. Like a good bottle of wine. This is a 2020 Ultra Dasta. And now everyone will send me the hate mail more. That's okay. I'm used to it. Alright, let's see if I spray... The biggest indicator I find when you clean a ultrasonic... when you ultrasonically clean a board, after it dries for a little bit, what you want to do is you want to use compressed air or a blower or whatever you have, and go right in the ports, you know, the SCSI port, the ADB port, whatever. And if you see water spraying out the other side or liquid spraying out the other side, like it is doing now, that is an indication that there's a lot of crap in your board still. That's a lot of liquid going everywhere. Yeah, I am not plugging this in. I don't want to blow things up. This is my only SC30. Yeah, I'm gonna turn us back to the other view, and you could actually see all this come out. Watch. See? And especially like slots like this, the PDS slot here. See all that? Yeah, we're not gonna waste this whole can because I have done it before. And sprayed a whole can of duster, and yep, still a bunch of liquid on the board. So I will try Bruce's suggestion and use the hairdryer, and we will do that. So what I'm going to do is, while the soldering iron cools down, I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to get the hairdryer, and we'll see if that makes any difference. So I don't have any music for my Be Right Back image. So unlike Bruce's stream where he has some fancy music playing, which I'll have to eventually incorporate, maybe hum some music yourself. And I'll be right back in like 3 minutes. No, let's make it 2. Alrighty. So Bruce, is there anything special I have to do here? It's your suggestion. This one is not so fancy. It has a high and a low, and then a cool setting. That's about it. What are you linking there to me, GT? Oh, some good music. Well, I click on that and it breaks my YouTube studio thingy, so I will refrain from clicking any links. My chat went away now. Let's wait for it to come back. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, I have a hairdryer here. Bruce, you have any suggestions? I do have a towel here, so let me put this board on top of a towel. Because then any liquid would hopefully be absorbed here. Well, I'm not going to be watching that right now, GT, but I will keep that in mind. I have to use the YouTube audio library stuff. I can't use anything else on YouTube. Even if it's just sitting on YouTube, I'll get a strike for it. We can't have that now, can we? Alright, let me reach over. Ah. Wait, how many extension cords do I have here? Which one is this one? Oh, yeah, I could use that one. Ah! What if you put it on standoffs and heated it evenly? Yeah, I guess I could do that too. It's probably never going to give you up. I bet you that's what the music was. I'm sure of it. I didn't have to click on it. I know the internet well enough to know when I'm being trolled. Actually, no, I don't. Alright, so this towel is a little dirty too. Alright, well, I guess I'll tilt this way, maybe? Let's get the camera a little closer in here. So if anything blows up, you're first to witness it. How about that? And yes, I am wearing a macOS 10 shirt. This is a developer connection shirt. I think the back says something about Spotlight. Yeah, Spotlight on Innovation. I forget the year of this shirt, but it's covered in rabbit hair. Alright, well, let's start on low. That's going to be a bit loud for you guys, so you may want to lower your volume a little bit. In fact, I'm going to mute myself for a second. I'm going to use some of the compressed air just to see if there's anything. Yep, still a ton of liquid here, so I'm gonna push it out, and then we'll try and dry it off. A ton of it by the new bus card slot in the processor. Processor out since it is socketed. Don't tell her. She will yell at me. That's a good hairdryer. What are you doing with that? No. She does not sound like that. I love you, honey. Carefully take off this processor here. Of course, this PDF slot in the way makes it a little bit difficult. To get to that corner. Yeah, I love the top of the CPU also. I'm just worried about getting it off carefully. Don't want to hurt it. There we go, I think. Ah, there we go. The source of our Macintosh SE's power. If the camera wants to focus. There we go. Look at that beautiful 68030 RC1 6B. So we'll put this in a very important place behind us where we will not lose it. All right, and yeah, let's see. Yeah, there's some liquid in there, so we'll commence our deafening of the viewers. Water just came out, so I'm glad I took that off. I think that has helped a little bit. Wrapping a computer to ship it? That's the only thing I could think of. Still liquid. And I'm running out of stuff on, the can. I have one left, so we'll try. I think it's just blowing around the flux mostly. But all right, now that our soldering tip is probably cooled, I'm going to switch back to that. We'll work on those two axials, and hopefully by then it'll be dry and we can test it. How about that? Yeah? Yay? Nay? Help if I plugged in the light again. There we go. All right, so board is now nice and toasty warm. Yeah, you can see some of the liquid still there. But I got 22 of you watching. Thank you everybody for watching. Hope this is not too boring. I know if it's boring you probably wouldn't be here, but I like to thank you anyway. Why am I trying to stick my finger in there? I got Q-tips. Alright, so we have two axial capacitors here. This one I already clipped off, and I will clip off the other one as well. There we go. And I like to clip them closer to the capacitor so I have more play here to coax the existing pin out of the board now. Now, you don't necessarily have to replace the axials. Usually they're okay. Usually they don't go bad. But if I'm doing all this work on this board, I might as well just go the extra mile and just do that. And you can see there was some liquid under there, hiding under that capacitor there. Now, you see how these are bent. This is sort of bent just straight to the capacitor. I actually like to do a right angle. So I like to bend the little, legs at a right angle, so it's a little easier to put them in the board. But this is where I'm going to have the most trouble, and so you're probably going to hear me yelling. No. Yeah, so this will be fun. Where's my... that's not warm, but just in case. I have a pair of pliers. Well, I had a pair of pliers. Where'd they go? There. Ah. So I'm just going to replace the tip here to the tip that gives me a bit more heat. And I put that tip in here, I believe. Yes, I did. So this has a much bigger surface area than the one I have been using. Make sure that's tightly on there. Different type of pliers. All I'm going to say. Different type of pliers. I didn't say it, Dana. GT said it. Oh, thank you, Ken. I appreciate that. No worries. Have a good night yourself. Thank you for stopping by. All right. So, let's get this sorted here. All right. So, we're going to add some flux around these pins. These legs, rather. To kindly suggest that they get the heck out of our board. We don't need any 30-plus-year-old pins sticking around. No siree. A man is yelling outside. Tell him to stop yelling. It is late. Actually, don't do that. He'll probably get his anger out on you. Probably not a good thing. We have 2 caps left. 2 axial caps on this Macintosh SE30. For all 20 of you watching, thank you for your patience. I switched my soldering tip here. We're just waiting for that to get nice and hot. Let's see if I can show you under the camera there. So yeah, this tip has a much larger surface area than the other one. We'll put the other one in here just for perspective here. You see, there's a bit of a difference. So I can transfer heat a lot better with this big one, which is going to be needed to get these pins out of there. All right, Golden Panda, good night. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. Okay. In fact, I'm going to need... I'll probably need those pliers to help... not really the pliers, but my my tweezers aren't that good. So I'll have my pliers standing by just in case. We need to wiggle them out of there. Bruce, give me your strength and your luck. Alright, so let's see if we can get these out of here without too much trouble. Try the one on the left first. Ah, that came right out. How about that? Woohoo! Thank you, Bruce. He's helping in spirit. He is knee-deep in another computer right now, so I just, keep saying his name. And he's like, wait, what? There we go. Cork Express, that's a curse word. That's a cuss around here. Around here, we only deal with InDesign. Don't take kindly to Cork Express. Now, if that man outside was yelling about Cork Express, I feel for him. I really do. Alright, so let's try and get the solder out of these holes. This is going to be a fun part, I'm sure. Just like Bruce suggests, we're going to add a trivial amount of solder there to try and heat that up. And then we're going to use just a wee bit of flux there, because I have a feeling this is gonna stick to the surrounding pad there. Well, trace rather. And we're going to use our solder wick. We're going to try and get that flux out of that hole. Come on. Positive vibes here, folks. It'd help if you could see what I see. The vision in the direct microscope is a little bit different from the video feed. Alright, here we go. Ah, come on. Oh, I'm getting there. No. Did not like that. Let's try again. Just using the solder wick again. No. I have one. It's not as fancy as Bruce's, but it does not work for these smaller areas. It works great if you have a pin in the center, because that's really where it's gonna heat it. Let me try the other side, because it actually seems to be making a fair amount of difference here. And I see exactly where it is on this side. It's a little out of focus for me, so adjust this a little bit. It's always hard when the board sort of stands up like that. But it's right there. Yeah, with this metal support thing on, I'm not going to be able to get a clear picture in the microscope. So apologies, but I can't even see it clearly. But we will try and get that out of there too. In fact, I can't even just put it under there. I need to see it with my own eyes. So, sorry, one sec. Yeah, that's not really helping. I have an idea. Sometimes I could just use the heat of this. Yeah. Alright, there's a very, very thin amount of solder there. Because I could poke the through-hole capacitor right through it. It's not the best way to do it, though. But now I know there's not a lot there, which is good. Keep trying. Gonna use some more solder on here to suggest it to come the heck off. There we go. It's blurry, but you can see there's a hole. Yay! And do the same thing on the other side. The first time that really worked for me. Huzzah! Ah, almost. Where did we go here? Almost. There's just a little bit there still. Let's try on the other side. I know this is riveting. Ah, there we go. Woohoo! It works. All right. This should make it fairly easy for us to put in our component here. Now I'm gonna do the other side too, the other capacitor area. It's much easier to do that when you don't have another cap on the board. So otherwise it's a bit wobbly. All right. Now let's go to the other one and try and get those pads out. Again, great tip from Bruce there about using the tip that will give you more heat. It's exactly what I needed in that situation. I'm going to do the same on this one here. Hopefully this is cooperative. Try that's the other way. This must be right on the veer there for the ground plane, I'm guessing. Because it is just sucking up heat like nobody's business. Or it could be bent at the edge on the other side. Let's check. Well, let's try and do the one on the left first. See if we're any better luck with that one. That one came right out. How about that? So we're looking for the pin on the bottom here. Let's see if we can find it. Yeah, that's it. Right there. I missed that step there. Oopsie. All right, that most of it's gone. I think there might be a hole there. Hold on. Let's hold up to the light and see. A little bit of a hole. It's kind of. So hopefully that'll help us take this out. There we go. It looks a little crunchy in there, but I think that'll be okay. All right, so we just have to get the solder out of this one there. look at that. Ah, jeez. This light keeps falling off the darn lens. Oh, jeez. A stiff breeze will blow it off. Alright, that should be good enough to put in our capacitors here. So let's put them in. Alright, so we're going to do our 470 microfarad 16 volt first. And the negative is the way the arrow is pointing, so we'll do that. We just clean that up just a little bit before we put that in there. Personal laser writers again. You know, if it wasn't so expensive to find those ink cartridges, and I bought one for a 360 Select laser writer recently. It's just sitting on my shelf. I don't know when I'm going to get around to messing with it, but if it wasn't so expensive to play around with them, I'd be more enthusiastic about messing with them. But I mean, it's just hard to get the supplies anymore, especially if it doesn't use, you know, one of the a standard thing anymore. You know, like if it doesn't use a generic Canon or HP, you know, the toner. There, that's the word. You're just out of luck. Alright, so what I've done is I've bent the pins like so. And what I like to do is have them in a position in a certain way where you could read the reading of the capacitor and which way is negative. So if this ever has to be replaced again in the future for whatever reason, that is not a difficult thing for someone to ascertain which is negative and which is positive. So it should be a matter of putting this just through those holes that we have. And this one is going to be a bit of a pain. I'm going to have to apply some heat, I think, because there's there's just a little bit of solder that is just stuck in that hole that we just can't get out. But the hole is clear. Yeah, so it will just drop in there. Just needed some persuasion there. So you can see that's there. I'm just going to do that again, just push the rest of it through. Unfortunately, we just need to heat that one side just to slide that in there a little bit. I don't think the other one will give us as much trouble. We just do this off camera for a second. That'll be easier actually if I use a tool. Probably easier if I work it from the bottom here, actually. I think that's the best I'm going to get it. Alright, so that is through. I'm going to just fold these and then clip the pins off, but you can see that our capacitor is there. Yay! Let's make sure it's pointing the right direction. Yes, it is. Okay. We will try and finish that up briefly. Somehow wrap the soldering iron cord around my hand, which is not good. You guys are awfully quiet. Hope I'm not boring you too much. Alright, so I know this is out of focus here. I'm just clipping the legs off of this, just so we could get everything soldered into place and looking nice and pretty. Okay, we'll have to tidy that up a little bit, but let's flip it to the other side. Take a look. Just going to add a bit of solder to each of these legs, make sure it's firmly connected. It's not going to go anywhere, it's not going to wiggle, etc. Should be fine, but you never know. Now I got a little tail there. I don't want that. That should be okay. Sorry you couldn't really see that, but it was just awkward to do. Alright, so we have our first axial capacitor there. And that is set up nicely. So now is the next one. So let's just clean this up a little bit. Make sure there's no crud there. I can actually see, I don't know if it's like residue from like dirt at the end of the tip. Get that crud off of there. Alright. Okay, next is the other one, and this has both of the holes are clear. So we got the through hole capacitor in there. We're on the last capacitor of the board here. So we have both of the holes just waiting there. And so this is our 220 microfarad 16 volt capacitor. And the negative is on the right side, so that's where we are going to place this guy there. So I'm just seeing where I should bend the metal. I think that will work. And I just need to bend the metal about there. Not an exact science, but it'll work, hopefully. Just put those through the holes there. Why is it always got to be that one of these holes is never 100% clear? There we go. Okay, that's the first time I think ever. I think that's the first time ever I've ever got a capacitor flush in the hole without too much trouble there. How about that? What's the silver capacitor for? What's this thing? That's not a capacitor. Don't ask me what it's for. I don't know. Unspool my solder here, and my little fan fell. Everything's falling. Everything. There we go. I'm going to clip the back off of this one there, and I will tidy this up a little bit later once they're both soldered in place as both sides. Just notice there's a bodge wire on the bottom. of this. I didn't mention that to you guys before, but we will look at that in a second. Whoops, oh, we're too far. There we go. There we go. Too much solder. It's probably just this is not the right tip to be using for this stuff, so we're getting way too much on there. That's not going anywhere. That is not going anywhere. I think we're good. So let me just clean that up. We'll dry this board again, and if it's dried enough to my satisfaction, we can test it. How about that? How about that? Quite a bit of flux on the underside of this. So I'm just cleaning that real quick. Yes, they are soldered on the back of the board. That's why I have to trim the legs a little bit. You didn't see it on camera because it's really hard to do on camera with this microscope because the board is so high up. But I assure you they are on both sides of the board there. Okay, I just need to clip the excess solder and leg from the back here. Okay, because I felt like it. But you could well, you can't see because this thing can't focus. We'll try. Almost there. There. That it doesn't look like it, but it actually is. I mean, there. A little bit of solder still. Yeah, I mean it actually, let me reflow this because it did get not as much at the base as I would like. There we go. Yeah, much cleaner. Same with the other one here. Yeah, so there's this bodge wire here that's running from this area here all the way here. Let's see where that's going on the board. It's going from one of these UG16 chips all the way to another chip. So, for whatever reason that is, it is. Alright, so let's dry this board again. And only if Bruce reveals his whereabouts will we test this. He put me up to it. Alright, so let's try with the hairdryer again. Again, I'm going to mute myself because it gets very loud. So now, I don't have much left of this compressed air. I do have a new one. Let's see if we... I just want to see if we could get any signs of any liquid that is still coming out of here. A little bit on the new bus slot. Still a lot coming out of the processor slot, so definitely want to just give this a few more passes here. Don't want to mess around with my only SE30 here. You want to be extra careful. Alright, so what we could do here, and Dana, those are some wonderful pictures you were sharing. My goodness. I can't wait for you to do a video and share that. That'll be cool. Alright. Now, there are some, like, still crud and things around the, these chips, but nothing that looks like it's... Oh, we forgot to put the other serial chip back on. We could... Damn, we have to do that. Well, I guess... I don't know if it'll run without it. Bruce! He's asleep. He's taking a nap. But, Bruce may know if it's okay to just try it without one of the serial ports on. May not be happy if we do that. May not be happy, but... Alright, let's try, try just cleaning this up, drying this out. One more moment. There's this video ROM chip out. I'm just going to unseat this here because I could do that easily. Just to make sure there's no liquid hiding under there. I doubt it, but you never know. This is actually hard to get to. Damn it. No, I can't even get my tool under there. The way it is too much. Not two hard drives. No, there's only one hard drive port here. One hard drive and one floppy. That's all you get on the SE30. Now, the original SEs had an option for 2 floppy drives, and some of them had 2 floppy drives and a hard drive. Now, you could run multiple SCSI devices on it, but that's a whole other story. Let's see if there's any more water coming out of that processor. Alright, let this recharge for a second. We're almost out of air in that one, though. Yeah, there's some dust in there. We'll clean that out. Not here, but it will be cleaned out by top men. So should we try and put that this little serial no, the leg is bad and everything. I'm just gonna try it without that second serial chip. Hopefully that doesn't need to be on here because it's in pretty rough shape. You can't even see it. I don't even know why I'm holding it up. It's all crusty. And one of the required legs is bad. And it's missing another leg, which is thankfully not a required one. Or is it? Actually, no, it's missing two legs. Both required. Cool beans. Alright, yeah. We're not going to be doing that today. Since Bruce is not here to tell us if that serial chip is required, I'm going to assume no, just because there are two of them. And just assuming that it might not be happy to use anything on the serial port bus, but hopefully we get some life out of it. So the first time we booted up the Macintosh SE, some of you remember that we got horribly garbled video, and we did get some life. We got a cursor, so no worries, Bruce. I was just asking, since I was drying this with a hairdryer here, and we're going to plug it in soon, one of the serial port chips I had to take off because it was all crusty. And two legs of that fell off, and not really up to putting that back together now. Will this be unhappy if we started up without one of those serial chips attached to it? That is an answer I do not know. I was wondering if you knew. It's okay if you don't. Just curious. I don't think it would damage anything. I don't know if I have one on another board. I looked at the Classic, and it has a slightly different chip from the looks of it. Oh, Jay. Enjoy your shows. Oh, it's 2 a.m. Jeez, didn't realize that. We've been going for just about 2 hours now. Just going to see if there's any moisture under these chips. I think the hairdryer did the trick. So we're going to put the processor back in. Let me just dry that one more time before I put that back. Alright, hopefully that should do it. Let's put this chip back where it belongs. Alright, processor is back in place. Let's do a check to make sure all the capacitors are in the proper configuration. Hope if I turn the microscope light on, it doesn't it? Okay, so positive, 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 positive. This is the look under. Yep, positive, positive for the axials. That's in the right configuration, I believe. Those 4 as well. This one over here. And look at that shiny processor. Oh, that's beautiful. Very pretty. Oh, we got some solder mask on the top. How the heck did we manage to do that? Ah, there we go. Much better. Much better. All right, and I think we're good to go, folks. What do you say? Should we power it on? You've lasted with me for this long. What do you say? Think I should try it out? Yes. All right, let me grab a Macintosh SE that we could use. It's actually, I have the one that came with it. I don't know if it works though, but we'll. Well, of course, there go my tools. I mean, I used this before. Oh. And I don't know if the analog board in this is perfect. I know there's some screen burn-in on this, but this was the machine that was, given to me with the board. So, I guess it would be fitting if we tried it with this. How was my fly down? Oh, that's my pocket. I thought that was my fly. Oh boy. It's been a day. I don't think I've accidentally dropped a whole computer. Parts of one, sure. All the time. All right. Some dustiness in here. Not too bad though. All right, so we do need to put in our memory, and I need to find where I put the ROM sim. It's like right here. There it is. Got it. Okay. So let's put our memory in and our ROM sim in. This ROM sim could use a bit of alcohol to clean it. That could have been a problem. Who knows? Where did I put it here? Yep, that had some yuck on it. Do the other side too. Don't want to take any chances here. All right. That's gonna be an exciting one. You could count how many sheep I'm counting as I snore. Exciting stuff. Alright, so we have 4 memory sims here. I guess I have to fill in 1 and 2. Banks 1 and 2. And leave 3 and 4 blank. That's going to be my assumption. I think that's how it came to me. I believe so. Alright. No, YouTube does not cut off at 4 hours. I've streamed much longer than that. Much to the dismay of my sanity. Plug the speaker in. Right, the board is in. The board is in. All right, guys, place your bets. You think it's gonna work? Yes, no, maybe so. What do you guys think? I want to know. I want to know your thoughts. There is no floppy drive. That's right. There was a missing floppy drive. That's okay. We're going to use our SCSI 2SD adapter. Hopefully the SCSI bus works for us to do that properly. Where is that adapter? I just had it. There it is. Now I think Thanks, Bruce. Now, Bruce, you can help me. The SE supplies enough power for the SCSI 2SD adapter. I shouldn't need the USB, right? I think so. I think. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, let's get our keyboard out here. Should be fine. Okay. I am hopeful, and all 19 of you watching, I guess we could say 20 because I'm watching, I'm here. I want to hear from most of you. Do you think this thing is going to boot? Positive vibes. Come on. Okay, let's get ourselves situated here. All right. Electrolyte flavor. Delish. All right, guys, we've got our SCSI 2SD adapter here. We got our keyboard and mouse plugged in. Hopefully there's no moisture left on that board because we are about to plug this thing in and turn it on for the very first time after our many hours of surgery. Let's make sure it's off before we plug it in. Yep. Here goes nothing. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Nothing. What? It's plugged in, right? Yeah. You gave me something when there was no capacitors on the board. Let's try it again. Absolutely nothing. What the heck, man? Ah. What's going on here? Did anything explode? I don't smell anything. That's disappointing. That's very disappointing. The fan's not even spinning. What could that mean? The fan is not even spinning. Not even the fan's spinning. It's weird. I didn't touch the analog board. I mean, it did work with no caps on it. head scratcher. I'm going to try another SE. I have no knowledge of this machine. This the SE30 board I was given maybe has cracked solder joints. Or I have no idea. So let's take that board out. The power strip is on. The light is on. Although my toe was ready on the off position just in case something started to blow up. Okay, let me grab another SC. I'll be right back. That's why it's good to have spare machines. Alright, so we will temporarily put this questionable Macintosh SE30 body to the side. It's the same cord I've been using for tons of other stuff. Hasn't given me a problem, so. Okay. So here's a standard Mac SE board. This was dusty, but it works. So just to confirm that this machine, which I've been testing all my SEs on, works. Actually, no, I don't have to do that. I know this stupid thing works. I tested a bunch of stuff in this machine, so it better work. Oops, wrong way. This sort of sits in a weird way. Well, you know what I could do? Yeah, I'm gonna, because the port for the SE here, the metal casing is a little bit different for the SE30, so I can't just put it in there. It's not gonna go. Well, it'll go back flush enough. Hold on. Just making excuses here. Because I want to be able to have that speaker plugged in to make sure it makes a chime. Alright, so this board will have to stick out just a little bit more than usual just to get the this power cord in there. All right. Here's hoping that this doesn't break my working SE, alright? My foot is on the power button just in case we blow up anything. Alright, let's try it. 3, 2, 1. Alright, it started making a pop, 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 pop noise, so I turned it off. I got a little worried that I was going to break something working. Ah, boy. This probably just needs another cleaning in the ultrasonic cleaner because there was so much dirt that was floating around in this thing. Back to the drawing board, yes. Ah. Well, it couldn't have been that easy, now could it? That's alright. You can't win them all, now can you? Just to make sure this machine still works, I'm plugging in my standard SE so we don't drive ourselves fully crazy here. Always go back to the drawing board and try it again. That's so we could do. I get a little anxious around these analog things, especially since I haven't sorry, lost in my train of thought there. I haven't discharged a CRT or anything, so I'm always a little extra anxious when testing these things. Oh, it would help if the power strip is on. Yeah, so now it does make a bit of a ringing noise, the standard SE. I've had that problem. I think it's the analog board maybe, but whenever the SCSI drive is activated, is communicating, it goes, it makes a bunch of noise. Yeah, so not the success I wanted, but at least there's something. The mouse isn't plugged in because the keyboard's not plugged in. Oh, Steven. Oh, boy. I'm going to have to do what Bruce does and do a follow-up. Because unfortunately, we did not have success with this one, but we'll keep trying. Maybe there's just something that is not connected correctly. Maybe there's something on the power connector area that's leaking. Maybe there's something that's bridged. Who knows? Maybe there's something that's still wet, although we did dry this thing pretty good. But yeah, maybe, you know what? Yeah, let's make it a Star Wars quadrilogy here. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put this in the ultrasonic cleaner again. And then I'll let it dry in the morning. And the sun. Maybe that'll get it. But, I mean, there was enough crud around some of these chips here that I'm suspect about how they are. And of course that serial chip is not there, so maybe that just needs to be put on. Who knows? But I've been going on for over 2 hours here, and this is, I don't know how many hours today. So I'd like to thank you all for watching. There we are. I'm probably going to tinker with this a bit off camera before I go to bed, just to clean off my desk here. But I do thank you all for stopping by, especially after watching Bruce's stream. I do have 20 people here, but I'm not going to be able to do much with this. I'm just going to be cleaning it with a toothbrush. I don't think that's going to be too exciting to watch. Plus, I have to go give the bunny her medicine, and I forgot to do that like 2 hours ago. But that'll be okay. So, thank you everybody for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you want to check out me on social media, my handle is Mac84TV on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to support me on Patreon, just do a search for Mac84 Patreon, or just go to patreon.com/Mac84 or Mac84TV. I have to get that straight. Yeah, I have a clone video I'm working on about the Macintosh clones. There's a preview on Patreon right now. I have some shirts I just got. I'm waiting to get mine in the mail, but people apparently got theirs already, which is cool. But yeah, I'm going to get some rest, and we'll try this again another day. How about that? But thank you everybody for watching. Greatly appreciated. I'm going to fumble to find the end stream button, and there we have it. So take care, guys. Have a good night. Stay safe. Take care.